Panago Pizza presents STP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
Hello, this is Jesse. Jesse's talking. This is me talking. You hear that? It's Jesse talking.
You trimmed your beard.
I did not. I slept on it.
Oh, you slept on
it? It got flattened because I took a nap.
Hey, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Jesse slept on his beard.
That's great, Jesse. Hope you're having a really good day.
On today's show, we have a few mysteries that we need to decode. The first one is, how is Steve's book that's not due out for another month ending up in people's mailboxes? The second one is, will Steve actually eat the green pepper? And the third is, how the hell does Nate Thompson have a limited NTC?
Well, Adam,
which one should we tackle first?
I think I can answer the second one.
Okay. You have the pepper.
I have the pepper in my hand.
And we're going live.
And we're going...
So by the time
Jesse bought the biggest pepper I've ever freaking seen.
You have to finish the entire thing.
Like seeds and all?
Oh.
Alex, what are you going to do, pick the seeds out?
That's a little aggressive.
You don't have to eat the stem. You don't have to eat the stem and the seeds.
I've asked no less than 5,000 times for a garbage can because I'm gonna vomit. I'm not going to be able to stomach this.
You have a cup.
Okay, you guys work here. I do not. I don't care what happens to this studio. I'll be doing my company a favor. I don't care. I'll just trash the place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Barf.
You have a company? Dangle Media Limited?
Yeah, Dangle Enterprises.
Dangle LTD.
That is something. People eat these voluntarily? Cool. All right.
When did the pepper thing start for you?
What do you mean?
Like, was there a moment with the pepper that you had and you're like, oh man, I can't eat these. These are disgusting.
Yeah, when I was a kid. And my parents just always thought I would grow out of it. And the older I got, the more clearly I was able to articulate, no, I hate these things.
Oh.
Like there are certain foods I'm not a fan of. Rapini. You know rapini?
Yeah, rapini's not great.
It's very bitter.
Yeah.
But like I can eat it. And
sure.
I can, if I need to, fake that I'm enjoying rapini.
Yeah, like if I brought you over to my house and you didn't want to offend me, you could eat the rapini.
Yeah, no. Like I'll have to friggin', oh my God, I'm not stoked for this.
I want to shout out Galen, who years ago at one of our Panago Pizza Hockey Night in Cinemas.
It was the Ottawa one.
He walked up to Steve, pulled out a pepper, and just took a bite in front of his face.
It's someone else. It might have actually been him. Brought a pepper with like a pirate hat.
Oh, really?
And just like took a picture with it on the rail. Or no, they gave it to me.
You know,
they're like, here's a pepper.
You know what we need people to do is the next event we have, and kind of like Mark Messier with the cookie.
Nope.
You have to hold peppers above your head like it's the Stanley Cup.
It's fine. I'm not going to eat it. I can't believe I'm doing this. The whole reason I'm doing this, by the way, should we get... No, we shouldn't get into it. We should save it.
For a good cause.
Yeah.
Someone donated, what was it, $10,000?
Yeah, so I
on
said...
your behalf.
I said on a live stream, someone was like, oh, how much will you eat? Or, sorry, how much money would I have to donate for you to eat a pepper? Like to Easter Seals, a charity for kids with physical disabilities. And I picked a number out of a hat that I thought was ridiculous. And I said $5,000. And someone by the name of Mike Schmidt with his Schmidt-eating grin donated $10,000.
Insane.
That's crazy.
You
that is
raised $10,000 by eating a pepper.
Now, the problem is that you raised the money, but you haven't eaten the pepper.
Well, here it is.
That's the problem.
Here it is.
We've been grappling with this for weeks, and it's been an
This
issue.
was in November.
Okay, look at the size of this thing. This is interest.
It's February, Steve. I think you owe a little interest.
Here it is.
You know what's interesting, too, is that...
Dangle always pays his debts. I've watched that show. I'm kidding.
No, you didn't.
No, yeah.
But what's interesting about this is the fact that Jesse picked the worst of the peppers, too.
Yeah, but it kind of had to be that way.
Did it? Yeah, because green peppers are not actually fully foreign peppers. They're
great.
They're the
good.
peppers that haven't picked a color yet.
Great, good.
And so like yellow peppers, red peppers, any other color they have, I don't care.
Orange.
Orange. Oh yeah, they have the orange ones.
Red, orange, yellow, and green is what I saw at Metro today.
That's right. That's usually what you get in some of those high fancy stores. They've got like cross-pollinated ones that look like they were like different two colors mixed in
freak
one.
peppers, great.
Yeah.
And I love hot food. I love spicy food.
No, but peppers, these are not spicy.
Yeah, this isn't spicy.
No, I know. So, like, some people misinterpreted it entirely. They're like, those aren't even the hot ones. I love the hot ones. The hot ones taste like hot.
I thought that was really funny when people were like, "Oh, you're just eating a regular pepper."
I'd rather have a ghost pepper. I would rather eat a ghost pepper.
You've been struggling just to eat a regular ass pepper.
I know. Oh God.
See, between a real pepper and a ghost pepper, although I like a little ghost pepper in like a chili or something, I wouldn't want to eat one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd regret it so fast. But, you know, I'm on ice surfing every week, and I'm trying to lose some weight, friends. So I will eat that ghost pepper.
This is the way to do it.
Oh, God.
Hey, so Nate Thompson is now a Montreal Canadien.
Great. Good for him.
We'll get to the pepper thing later in the show. We need Steve to be able to talk for the rest of the show. This is part of the whole podcast experience. Nate Thompson.
One of those trades where I'm like, how did that come up?
Well, and here's the thing: Montreal also snuck in a Dale Weiss trade earlier in the.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh man, what does Bergevin love more than bringing in third and fourth line forwards?
It's
for
unbelievable.
A playoff run?
He'd made so many great trades, and then and listen, I mean, what they gave up for Nate Thompson. It's not crazy.
It's dick all.
nothing.
I think the problem with the trade is that it seems to be nothing. Like, how did they decide? Like, what should we do? Nate Thompson for a 7th? What? No. For a 6th? What? That's crazy. How about Nate Thompson and Nate Thompson in exchange for moving up in the 4th round? Is that what I saw?
I think so, yeah.
Or like moving up in the middle of the draft. It was, what was it, Nate Thompson and a 5th for a 4th?
Yes.
What the hell is that? Like, how do they come to that conclusion? I don't know. Sure, whatever, I guess.
So for like 20 draft spots, basically. Nate Thompson's worth 20 draft spots.
Because who was it? Oh, it was with the Kings. Yeah, you're probably right. About 20 draft spots.
Like, I mean, listen, I get it from one perspective, which is you want a guy who's played in the playoffs once. If you get some injuries, I guess, maybe. But those guys have been available on waivers all season long. And what I don't get is why you're bringing in a guy who is objectively one of the least talented players in the National Hockey League.
Adam, anytime you have a chance to bring in a guy with 6 points, you got to do it.
Holy shit.
Anytime.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 4 goals, 2 assists.
Nylander has more points in his last 7 games.
Nate Thompson. Yeah, but not more goals. Nate Thompson's outscored him. Oh, in the last 7 games? Yeah, no. Thompson's got him beat.
Wow.
I think it was Berkshire, because, of course, who was like, why would you want a depth forward off a team with the worst forward depth?
That's a really good point, because what was he playing in LA?
I think it was fourth line. I hope it was fourth line for 6 points.
If I'm a playoff team, I want the bad teams, 3rd and 4th liners, to not be able to make my team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally get that.
And like, when you look at a guy like Connor Brown, this is why we always talk about Connor Brown, because I know that we're right up the middle on Connor Brown. There are people that absolutely hate him. They tend to be advanced stats recently.
Yeah.
There are even that community is a little split on Connor Brown. Mm-hmm. And then there are the people that are like, well, he works hard and he's a grinder and he once scored 20 goals. We tend to come up the middle on him. It's sort of like he's a guy that you feel like has it. He can score, has some finish, but is not asked to do that role. And on a Stanley Cup winning team, who knows? I could live to regret this comment. My question would be, is Connor Brown a top 9 guy?
I don't know about top 9, but I think like
he makes the lineup. But is he a top 9?
He's duct tape for Babcock.
Yes.
He's Frank's red.
Goes on everything.
It goes on everything.
Put that shit out
And a lot
everywhere.
of people go, Frank's red isn't even that good. Well, why does it sell so well? Everyone puts it on everything. It's not the spiciest for sure, but it's tried, tested, and true.
Everybody's like 3rd favorite hot sauce, but it's also cheaper.
I don't even
like if I'm going for flavorful hot sauces, I love a good Cholula. One of my favorites.
My thing with hot sauce is if I haven't seen the bottle before, if I've never heard of it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that. Like anything I've seen before, I'm like, I couldn't possibly. I've already had it. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm a silly man.
I bought a yellow pepper one, like a yellow hot pepper sauce this summer, and I almost vomited. Like sometimes I, you know what I mean?
Like a banana pepper?
I guess. I don't even remember what it was. I'd have to look it up. I think it's in my fridge still. You know, sometimes you just leave something in your fridge for a long time. Anyway, I ate it and it turned my stomach upside down. So, okay, Montreal has their...
Yes, Adam? Is there a trade?
Nope. Sorry, I was just checking to see if there was one. Montreal has their fourth line guy.
Cool.
Who can win
No, they
face-offs.
don't.
No.
Just you wait.
You think there's more?
I mean, history says yes.
Okay.
And they got Dale Weiss. And also, what was this I saw? I did not realize Charles Hudon wasn't making the lineup for the Habs.
I am surprised.
And they're probably going to move on from him. And he hasn't been traded yet. So what are they going to get for him? They just got Dale Weiss, and they just got Nate Thompson. So methinks Mr. Bergevin is not done tinkering.
Do you think that if Mr. Bergevin were to order a Panago pizza, he'd pick from the basics menu at Panago.com?
Because he likes it simple.
Yeah. You know, where there's 3 different kinds. You get a pepperoni, you get a cheese, or you get a ham and pineapple. Pepperoni's got organic Italian tomato sauce, pepperoni mozzarella. There's organic Italian tomato sauce and mozzarella on the cheese. And maybe a ham and pineapple, which is, you guessed it, organic Italian tomato sauce, Canadian ham, pineapple, and mozzarella.
You should sell pizza for a living. You're so good. Hey, that was a fun video that we did.
Well, Palentine's is coming up. Pal Day is tomorrow. So I just hope that you're celebrating and that you go to Steve or I's video and that you check in and that you follow at Panago_pizza tomorrow for good times. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to hint that. All good times.
Go to Adam's video first because there's something wrong with my Instagram account and we can't seem to get the video promoted properly, but I've been talking to the social department about it. So don't worry. Everything's cool. Palentine's. It's a great idea.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Come on, pal.
Just be a part of it, pal.
Be a pal.
Also, people were wondering if Jesse was involved in the shoot. Yes, Jesse did shoot it, and we had a scene for Jesse, but then we had to cut it down to 15 seconds. So Jesse cut himself. We don't do the editing, he does.
The scene was we invite him
to join our pal group.
And what did Jesse say?
He just shakes shakes his head.
I said no. I also was behind the camera.
That's right.
So I got to participate in that way, the way I prefer.
I filmed the part with you, so like partial credit.
I think people forget that you want to be a producer and not front and center sometimes.
I think people forget that that's my job.
Oh.
That's my main job, right?
Yeah, but they like when you say things as well. Stop being so damn charming.
They need to correct their whatever they expect of me. Their expectations of me.
Right.
I changed my mind. He shouldn't talk that often.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jesse.
Yeah,
I'm half paying attention. I'm trying to set up this live stream.
That's okay. That's totally cool. You do that. By the way, I want to shout out Sasky, who said, "I just want to show up that you're recording with a fancy basket of green peppers today." She wanted to come down in this terrible snowstorm that we're having. By the way, shout out the hashtag parking squad in our YouTube comments because I don't believe we're going to get much of a parking thing today. I don't think you're going to see any parallel parks on the street.
Could be the hashtag rear-ending squad today.
Could be. Out of context, that could be a different squad.
Wow.
Can't say that.
When you put it that way. Like, what street is this?
That is Duncan.
And it's not plowed. Like,
No,
it's fairly...
No, I mean...
Come on.
It's funny, I saw a graphic. It said for city streets, they're probably going to get... I think it probably takes 2 hours from the time the snow ends for it to be plowed.
From the time it ends.
Yeah, and that's fair because they're out all the time and they're trying to keep the major arteries, open, and I get that. And then it said like side streets or whatever. And I am not very far from the city center.
Yours is literally not getting plowed.
My house, no. Not only is it not getting plowed today, it's never been plowed this winter. I have not been plowed, and I am literally like near where Maple Leaf Gardens used to be. Like, I'm not far from that. I don't understand where, like, I'm like, just take it, just roll up the street. It's literally 2 seconds of your time.
You can't?
Can't do it. Can't do it. Anyway, so let's talk about the Leafs for a minute.
Always.
Where are we now with the Leafs? Where are we now? We got a nice emotional win against Montreal, which, by the way, people aren't saying this enough. John Tavares also scored the overtime game winner in the first game of the season. Didn't he?
He scored the game tying goal.
Who scored the winner?
It was Matthews. It was Tavares Matthews.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he
might have. Did he assist on it? I don't know. He scored. He definitely scored. But what a goal. What a freaking goal. Him and Nylander. I thought it was great after the game that Price said he should have had Nylanders. No. Good players beat goalies sometimes. And Nylander is that. And I think people forgot.
Well, when Nylander isn't firing pucks over the net, he's pretty good.
Man, ever since you've said it, I've been paying attention to it so much. That guy loves trying to decapitate goalies.
It's crazy because you know he's got a crazy good shot. But if field goals were legal in hockey, he'd be leading the league. Like, it's unbelievable how he cannot, from 15 feet out, hit the net. How is it possible?
It's all he should practice. Like, it's basically all he should practice.
That's all he needs. He's done everything else.
You know what I've noticed he's great at is turning crossovers into crazy speed, like he did in that video that he posted to Instagram. And sometimes when I watch him play, I'm like, is that all you did? Is that all you did was the crossover stick handling drill? But, man, he's really flying. But you were talking about Tavares. I'm afraid to say this.
What?
I don't want to say this.
Say it.
I don't feel good about saying this.
Say it.
You know who I thought has been pretty pedestrian 3 out of their last 4 games? Who am I? Jesse, I think, knows. Who am I about to say?
You're going to say Austin Matthews.
Nope.
Oh.
Although he hasn't been amazing.
He hasn't been amazing. He's been better.
Yeah.
Been better. Pedestrian. And you say Jake Muzzin.
Not up to his standard.
And you say Jake Muzzin.
No, Jake Muzzin had... him and Riley had a rough one against New York, but other than that...
But man, the Leafs had a good one against New York. We'll talk about that.
Oh, I know.
Who? Just tell us.
Marner. He's not what I expect.
Didn't he have that really nice assist on the Tavares
Yes,
goal?
he did.
Sure did.
Yes, he did. And
so what was that?
He had that out of the 4. It was the one. It wasn't the worst offending one, I would say. And should I even say that the freaking power play which he was on had 23 shots?
Would you say that
it's not up to his standard? But
it's February and everybody has 4 not the greatest games in the world.
Literally
and you
everybody.
Are nitpicking?
Well, I would also say that it comes at a very peculiar time, Jesse.
What time is this?
I know where you're going.
In the middle of the Ferris wheel that we've been enjoying, the carnival that has been created by his agent.
You think Marner's bad play is a result
I didn't say
of
bad.
Darren Ferris?
I didn't say bad.
Is it Darren Ferris?
Darren
Ferris. I didn't say bad. Just less awesome than I'm accustomed to. Still fine. It's been fine.
We'll call it the Ferris Festival. It's the greatest party that never happened.
Somebody
go get the water.
I'm addicted to that. Oh my god! I watched it twice yesterday.
It's
again.
so great.
It's so good.
You missed details the first time.
Oh, every part. Yep, they were supposed to stop it, and then they didn't. And then, well, for this reason, they should have stopped it, and then they didn't. I don't want to spoil it at all for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's ridiculous.
I need to go back to therapy for anxiety after that. Like, it's just unbelievable.
Nah, I don't want to spoil anything. Do one of you know how I can watch the Hulu one?
We can figure out a way.
Okay. Neat.
If it requires some effort, we can put it in and we can find it.
I'll get
Here's
Hulu.
the thing, you just get out there and you work hard and you give it 120%, you find it.
Well, that's all you do. And, sometimes you get out there and you work hard and you face a goalie from Bulgaria who friggin' just shuts the door right in your face.
You know what's hilarious?
What?
If people didn't have to rip things off, if we made it easy to get things, we would pay for them.
Oh, yeah.
It's a crazy thing.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It's unrelated to what I was saying.
So, anyway, I would say, okay, fine. Maybe... Are you maybe... Do you think there's a little bit of bias in that, too? Like, considering we had a half an hour discussion about it last show, that maybe you were looking for Mitch Marner one way or the other to either respond, which he did that night... He had an incredible game.
He did. And that was the 1 out of the 4.
And then after those, it's been okay.
Yeah.
Well, for Mitch, okay is a lot better than most players.
So I was talking to someone last night, and they're like, you know what? And of course, we were talking about the agent thing and the whole controversy. And they go, you know what? Behind the scenes, Mitch Marner is actually, and me and the person I was sitting next to actually went, because we were like, no. such a sweetheart. I thought they were going to say, you know what? No, he's kind of a prick. No, apparently he's just lovely and wonderful. A lovely and wonderful boy, and I think he's going to respond against the Colorado Avalanche.
You do?
I am interested to see how this game goes because, one, the Avalanche have stunk recently.
Yeah, do you know how badly they've stunk?
No.
Well, this is fun.
Here, before you get to that.
Okay.
So they've stunk really badly, but the last game, Babcock publicly challenged Tavares Marner-Hyman, and they failed miserably. That's why they lost that game. So very interested to see how that translates on home ice now for the Avalanche, but as they struggle.
Well, let's hang on to the Avalanche. You're right. I think we should, because there's a couple things with that Ranger game. Like, if there's a game that you're going to lose, and it goes back to the Tampa Bay game. Remember earlier this year where Vasilevsky just shut the door?
Yeah, the Leafs have been probably robbed twice now.
There are a few teams. And the Rangers, I would not say, are one of them, but Henrik Lundqvist sucks against the Leafs. For some reason, his career is like below 900
He's
against the Leafs.
below 900?
Yeah, which has got to be the only team in the NHL he's below 900 against.
It's his worst team in the East.
Weird.
Which, yeah, you're talking the best goalie of the generation, arguably, against one of the worst teams of
his generation.
That time period.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And you go, why would the Rangers start Georgiev? Oh.
Yeah.
Just nailed it. Just completely nailed it.
And so what's interesting about that too is if your team loses a game and they outshot and outplayed a team, there are no moral victories in the playoffs, but sometimes in the season there are. And you're the second half of a back-to-back, you had some chances. Tavares had a couple shots, a couple inches here, a couple inches there. He could have had
a power play hat trick.
Yes.
A hat trick of power play.
Which is why I'm also not worried about the Leafs power play. They had their chance.
I have a little bit, but they had a great night.
The thing is to say that if and I know people are like, oh, it's sinking further into the abyss and they can't score and they need to split them up or whatever, or Babcock needs to do this, it's all on him. It's not. If they're getting chances, then that's really all you can expect.
They average 5.75 shots per power play against the Rangers.
I mean, eventually that's going to start going in.
You'd think so. You'd bloody think so.
Well, it's mathematically
Kadri had 12 shots.
Man,
None
he's having another snake bite year. It's like the first year under Babs. He just can't.
He's battling though. He's battling, which to me says he's going to get out of it. He's added that one-timer to his repertoire. He's hitting a little bit more recently. He's getting that mean streak
Fired
going.
Up Naz is the best Naz.
You won't like him when he's angry. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just a bummer. That's all it is. Like, you can't say, okay, there's two things I can grumble at, okay? Two things I'm allowed to grumble at. One, they allowed another goal in the first minute. Stop having shitty starts. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Two, the third goal Sparks should have had. They didn't score a second goal to make it matter. So what were you holding back that second goal as a favor to him? Or did you just, it just didn't go in? So, I don't know. I can grumble at that. I'm allowed.
Also, and I think what was the stat I saw?
It would have been such a good weekend.
In Sparks' 4 regulation losses, the Leafs have scored a total of 3 goals. I mean, you can't get mad at that.
What are you doing? And he's still got a winning record.
And I'm not Mr. Pro Garrett Sparks, and I'm not Mr. Anti Garrett Sparks. I think the jury's still out.
Listen, there's a lot of people screaming that they hate Sparks. So
they also hated McElhinney too.
Yes, but to me, I would just say save it. Right? There's so much of that out there. Save it for when it makes sense to use it.
Yeah, if that's true, if it even happens.
Yes,
which it hasn't.
Yeah.
Remember a couple games this year where I'm like, he looks shaky.
That happened with McElhinney. I was like, I'm gonna hammer him. And then he won 7 straight. And I'm like, and then the time comes, he has a bad game. I'm like, okay, now I just seem like a dick.
I remember the first time McElhinney started last year, I was flooded with tweets of going, is this Curtis McElhinney's last game in the NHL? His first start with the Leafs last season. And now everybody's looking back with rose-colored glasses see, I always believed in Mac. He was my boy. Shut up. No,
I
he
forgot
wasn't.
about
He was
that.
nobody's boy.
You're 100% right. In that awful game against the Kings.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, you remember who it was against. That's amazing.
Yeah, the Leafs were down 5-0. They scored 3. Almost had a comeback. Matthews had 2 penalty shots.
Wow.
Scored on 1.
According to Pierre LeBrun, the Leafs are scouting the Canes. And Lawrence Gilman was at was at Carolina, he was in New York. I think it was the Islanders-Carolina game, and he was watching. Now, there's a couple people, because nobody seems to know what the Leafs are interested in. Is it the Canes' defense? Is it is it a Dougie Hamilton?
Yeah.
Is it a Brett Pesce? Man, if you could pry Slavin off their hands, I don't know how you do it. But
Michael Furlan.
Well, and that's the thing. Or is it Michael Furlan, who apparently is having really, the Canes are just not going to pay the guy what he wants. And he apparently wants a lot of money.
But they need a forward.
So what would you rather it be? What would you rather it be for the Leafs? Like, who do you want more? Do you want one of the Canes D, or do you want them to be after Michael Furlan? I don't see where Michael Furlan fits.
Defense. No, I want defense. Muzzin, weak game against the Rangers aside, has just been a bolt of lightning to the team. He's been so good. I didn't know he was this good. He uses a slap shot, which I appreciate. He hits people. He's got this ridiculous bear hug that is like from another era, but doesn't result in a penalty anymore. Like sort of Brian McCabe-esque, the good one, back when he was good.
Not scoring on his own goal against Buffalo.
Yeah, like he's.
There's still time.
Jesse, fair point.
Good point.
Optimistic. I like it. Man, can you imagine a top four of Riley Muzzin? I don't care about the order. Riley Muzzin, I don't know, Gardner Hamilton, or Dermott Hamilton. I'll take that one too.
Sure.
Hey.
What? Why are you saying hey?
Adam Wilde has the theory that Jake Gardner is going to sign back with Toronto for $5 million.
I think he's right.
I think Jake Gardner is going to. I think Jake
he's
Gardner
going to stay
will do everything he can to stay here. And I think if Jake, and that was going to be my next question. So you want it to be defense. Who do you want it to be from Carolina? And then we're going to get to Jake Gardner.
Ooh.
If you had a preference, and then what's going the other way?
Dougie Hamilton is just a great story, I think. It is. It's a great story.
Is it a great? Oh, because he flipped around and then ended up with the Leafs anyway.
Sorry, I should say it's yes. So it's a great.
It's not been a great story to this point.
No, it hasn't been. You're right. And as the words were coming out of my mouth, I'm like, that's not true, Stephen. Two-pronged. Okay, one, he was the second first-round pick, the less talked about first-round pick that the Leafs sent to Boston. For Phil Kessel. Everyone talks about Sagan. No one remembers Dougie Hamilton. That is not a great trade. So there's that. But also, I remember talking to Kyle Dubas back when he answered the phone. And when he was still GM of the Sioux Greyhounds. And he was talking about Dougie Hamilton has the potential to, I can't remember if he said be the best defender coming out of this draft or the best player.
Wow. So,
he's been high on Dougie Hamilton for a very long time. Or at least he was once upon a time. I don't even think Dougie Hamilton was... no, he wasn't a Greyhound. He was an Ice Dog. So for me, just from that angle, it'd be great. Now, what would I give up for him? A fourth. Because I'm a Leafs fan, and that's how it works. A fourth rounder? No, I'll let Carolina move up in the fourth round.
Oh, there you go.
Bergevin style.
The Nate Thompson deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's the same. No, there's got to be.
There's gonna be pain if a deal like that takes place. There is, guys.
Yeah.
There has to be.
There's got to be a money in, money out sort of move. I don't think it's impossible that Nylander's moved. I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think it's impossible.
After all
I don't
this?
think it's impossible.
And is Hamilton enough? Because you've got Nylander now signed to a pretty good cap hit. If Nylander comes back and scores at the point clip he was scoring at, just that never improves. That's a deal.
I know. Yanni. Oh, surely. Oh man. Okay.
Yanni.
Johnson.
Oh, okay.
I know, I talk about them like they're my best friends. I've met him once. Is it almost more important to talk to Johnson and Kapanen? Because Marner's making a shitload of money. You know what that conversation is, and it's awful. What is Johnson? I haven't really heard anyone talk about what Johnson wants. I saw there was the Bob McKenzie thing where he said Johnson 2.25.
Great.
Well, what's that based on? Yes, absolutely. That's amazing.
Done.
And
8 years, 2.25.
Johnson 2.75. Not Johnson, sorry. Kapanen.
Done.
Holy
Great.
shit.
Sign
Yeah, for sure. But what's that based on? Like, how do we know? Like,
well, they might have talked to the agents or whatever. And I think that's, honestly, you might say that's low based on their performance this year, but I have to say, going into these negotiations, they're going to say, well, you have to show us more than 1 year before we're going to go over that $3-4 million threshold. So it is not unfair for them to say, well, you're going to prove it a little bit, even if it's a 2 or 3 year deal.
they're the perfect bridge candidates.
Yes, 100%. And really, when you get into the millions, the difference between 3 and 6 million versus the difference between 0 and 3 million, it's smaller. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I know what you mean.
As in, once you're rich, you're rich. But that, that first million, that's where you really see that your life kind of change.
Yeah.
I think after the $1 million mark, you're like, there's a yacht I could buy if I made way more money, but really, I'm living okay.
Can I suggest something stupid?
Sure.
What if Marner is bridged? It's a real team-friendly deal, but short-term, very short-term, possibly even 1 year. Oh my goodness!
I would, 1 or 2 years to get him through this year.
No, not just get him through this year. Add next year.
Oof.
Everyone's, they can't keep them all. They got to lose them, and the Leafs go, ha! They freaking, I don't know, man.
If Marner does that, he's going to want a max deal after that.
Oh, I know. But at that point, I don't know. I don't know.
After Marleau's deal expires, had they just paid Marleau $7 million or something and gone 2 years with him, the Marleau contract does sting. And
I'm coming around to the fact that is just,
it sucks.
It'd be, listen, I know the guys love him. If you can, let's say you can send him back to San Jose, maybe do it.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe do.
Absolutely
I know.
Do it.
The human element can't be ignored, though.
No, but you can't. So the human element long term would be, okay, well, you lose your friends Andreas and Kasperi.
Right.
After, the thing is pro sports is that you enjoy the time that you have. And I've loved Patrick Marleau while he's been here. He's been a great mentor. But I have to think, too, going into their second contracts, Nylander, Matthews, Marner, they shouldn't really need that type of mentorship anymore. They've had great leaders, good leaders around them, veteran guys. They are now, I know they're only 22, 23 years old, but we're talking 150, 200 games now.
So you're Carolina. You're losing Michael Ferland because you don't want to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to pay him that much. So, you know what? We're in the bargain business here in Carolina. We want a rough and tumble forward who can contribute some offense and be burly and work hard and maybe even fight every now and then. Michael Ferland light. That remind you of anyone?
Are you saying Connor Brown?
No. He fought last game.
Freddie Gauthier?
No.
I don't know who fought last game. I had to go to sleep early.
Zach Hyman.
No way! You're going to take Zach Hyman away from Mike Babcock?
Adam? Well, okay, so that's Dubas's bed to make. But when it comes to Carolina, I think you're forgetting a very key factor here. They're nuts.
They are nuts. And the problem
They're run by smart people with a crazy owner.
Yeah, so
it's a great mixture. It's a great mixture for fun. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, I mean, I like what Zach Hyman brings. I just can't. It's abundantly clear he does not have finish.
Man, he's had a great week or two though. I thought.
Yeah, but still. Are you telling me that in that role, Andreas Johnson or Kasperi Kapanen couldn't do better?
I think long term he probably gets pushed down.
Yeah. And
then
he makes 2.75?
Yeah.
It's not a small amount of money.
It's not small. It's not huge.
If people talk about moving Nikita Zaitsev's contract, which we'll talk about in just a second because I have a theory on that.
Okay.
If you move Connor Brown and Zach Hyman, you've basically moved Nikita Zaitsev plus $750,000.
Here's an idea.
Now, you don't want to lose those guys over Nikita Zaitsev, but if you're talking about that amount of space and that allows you to keep Andreas Johnson and Kasperi Kapanen, I know what choice I'm making all day. You can find fourth liners in the bargain bin. You can find 80 Tyler Ennis's every year. You cannot find those two players.
You have what about a special ops line that is
Black Ops line.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Hyman on the left, Kadri in the middle, Nylander on the right, and you put out a pair of Dermott Gardner. And the orders, and the order for Gardner, Dermott, and Nylander is just floaters. All I want is floaters. Just float it on. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Float it on. No, but this is a garbage shot. It's not going to go in. That's the point. Because you send those 2 honey badgers at the net, and they bang it in and probably get 40 goals each. I think that's how it works.
You're insane.
I know.
That would never happen.
I can't wait for this trade deadline to be over.
Really?
Because I want to know what the Leafs are.
Yeah.
I want to know who I'm cheering for. I want to know who I'm invested in. Because right now I love them all, and I'm going to be sad if they leave. So, okay, let's put this to bed. What do the Leafs have of value? What might be going out? Johnson, Kapanen, Brown, yep.
Hyman.
No one's even really brought him up, so I don't even know if I'd put him on the list.
Because he seems like an untradeable.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd put him on the list.
He's not an untradeable.
Nylander is maybe there.
No way.
And then in terms of prospects, I think your best candidates are Sandin, Liljegren, Bracco, and maybe one of Scott or Wool after that, and those guys are last. So how many of those guys are you willing to part with, Leaf fans? 2020 first? What if you don't
that's apparently not available. They want to save that one for next year.
Because why would you not pick in the first round for 2 straight years? That's how the Leafs started sucking in the first place. I'm fascinated to see what Dubas does with this team. Fascinated.
Now, Nick Kyprios believes, and other sources believe as well, that Jake Gardner could be had for $5 million over 8 years if you're the Leafs. As long as you go the 8-year term with him. Now, he's only 26. And the last...
No, he's older than that.
He's 27?
I think he's 29.
No way.
I think, because he was a 2007 draft pick. And our draft year was 2006. That's how I guess players' ages, by the way.
28. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I know Tavares is 3 years younger than me because of his draft.
That would suck in the last half. However, if the cap goes up to $100 million, $5 million Jake Gardner isn't going to hurt you.
At 5% of the cap?
Not really. $5 million is going to look a lot like $2 or $3 million in a few years.
It's an interesting deal.
Now, that would be an interesting deal. And that's a deal where I go, I don't give a shit about the back half of that.
And what if, Adam, at 36, he
retires,
goes to an island? What if he decides,
I like this beach.
I've reached a stage in my life where I'm going to do the all-inclusive thing. I backpacked Europe. It was great. You know what? I feel like pina coladas. I know a guy. He owns an island. Mm-hmm. French accent. Great guy.
Yeah. Coach with the team, I believe.
Yeah. I'm just...
When he leaves the island, anyway.
So...
Well, and so that brings me to my next thing. Because there's 2 contracts on this team that are problematic for them moving
You know
forward.
how much a certain portion of the fan base is going to lose their mind if Matthews gets 5 and Gardner gets 8?
Yeah, it's going to be funny.
Shit.
I can't wait for the hot takery of that. Oh my God, it's going to be it'd just be hilarious to watch. And by the way,
so good.
If people have an issue with the years with regard to those respective contracts, don't engage with them. Just let them fire their shit into the sun, and then they'll move on, and it doesn't matter. But let's get into this thing. No, let's not get bogged down here.
All I was going to say is, you can have that conversation at the time, and then when it expires, don't have it for 5 years.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then let's talk about the problematic contracts. And I wonder this. I think Nikita Zaitsev can be dumped. I also think Nikita Zaitsev may have value. But you've got 2 options there with that. I think Patrick Marleau, who, by the way, as of this summer is owed $1.5 million. That's it. Mm-hmm. I think Patrick Marleau may take a vacation.
Oh, you think he might vacate? Oh, you think he's going to the all-inclusive?
Not if they don't win. I think he tries one more time.
If Kyle Dubas sits down in that room and says, listen, Patrick, I can't keep this young team together if you come. We'll keep you on as a coach. We love you in this organization. Exactly what they did to Stefan Robida. But we cannot have you on this team.
Jesse, maybe you can look this up. It's a 35-plus contract.
Oh, yeah, if he retires...
They're on the hook.
Yeah.
Are you saying they trade his contract somewhere?
What if he has an injury?
Adam, he hasn't missed a game since like 2008.
People get injured, though.
People
it
do
is
get
a
hurt.
35-plus contract.
He does get, people do get hurt, Steve. Steve. People do get hurt.
Okay. He might... We're talking about the guy who, might break the Iron Man record. I think a few people might finally put their foot down and go, wait just a second.
And do what?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the NHL independently investigated Joffrey Lupul and found no wrongdoing.
I'm sure they were real thorough with that.
Well, why do you think they would be thorough this time?
Adam Gregory Wilde. I don't know if that's...
It's not my middle name.
What is your middle name?
Dennis.
Dennis, I always forget. Adam Gregory Wilde. What a suggestion.
It's a thought.
That would be... Adam Gregory Wilde. AGW.
Well, think about this, too. He's got a young family. They love it here. They love the team. They love the players. The players love them. So you look at it and you go, okay, if I'm going to really bust my ass to make $1.5 million and travel around and blah, 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 or, potentially get traded and dumped on another team, he does have a no move, I get that, or no trade or something like that. Am I going to uproot my family? Or do I say, you know what? I see I've made my money. I've done my time. I have a role with this organization. I have a home here. I got a great family, and I got teammates that absolutely love me. And if I'm on LTIR, I still get a ring.
No, he doesn't.
Why not?
He'll get a ring, but he doesn't get his name on the Stanley Cup.
He gets a ring.
That doesn't matter.
He gets a ring.
He could go make a ring. It's about your name on the Stanley Cup and raising the Stanley.
Okay. So he plays 25 games.
No,
and then he gets an injury.
No,
I don't know.
That's too
and then he
much
plays
money,
one game in the Stanley Cup final.
That's too much fun.
Yeah, you honestly could LTIR the guy till the playoffs and then bring him in. You literally could do that.
Listen.
You literally could.
You could.
He could have an injury.
Hey, Steve.
Yes, Jesse.
Could you sprout some wings and fly to Mars? You could.
Yeah.
You could do anything.
The only thing in my way there is the lack of air. That's the only thing.
As long as you get enough
We'll
momentum.
figure that out when the LTIR kicks in.
Once you get enough momentum going straight, though, once you get into space, you just keep going.
So here's the conversation. Hey, Steve. Yes, Adam? Check out Marleau's contract. You notice this? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that third year is rife with shenaniganery prospects, is it not? Yes, it is. A guy who hasn't missed a game since 2008 is going to go on LTIR. All right, wait a second. Well, I'm not there yet.
That contract was built for this, guys.
It was built for something.
this.
Chris Johnston came on this podcast 2 years ago and said that Patrick Marleau wouldn't play his last year in Toronto.
He did say that.
But how... I
And
just
now we're
don't
here.
know how they... LTIR, it's just so unbelievable. The guy's not hurt. He's fine. I just don't believe it.
Well, Joffrey Lupul's taking a lot of pictures in California. He looks okay. But he's injured.
But it was 100% believable that he couldn't... Listen, anyone could go to the gym and work out, maybe, leisure snowboard. I go to public skates. I'm not playing in the NHL or anything. My back's fucked.
Well,
It hurts to drive.
Okay, suggestion then. I would suggest that any athlete at any time at a professional level that has a nagging injury of any sort, be it a back, be it a knee, be it a formerly separated shoulder, an argument can be made, and I've been told this, an argument can be made for basically any athlete at this moment that they are not okay to play. Medically, it is not that hard to say this person cannot play.
Now, what if they were to just, trade him to Arizona?
Well, because they can't do that. He'd have to accept that trade.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why he would do that.
No, go...
He would have to waive that clause, and then that clause is waived and he can get traded again.
No, but you know how Datsuk's just okay, bye, and then the Red Wings were on the hook for his entire cap hit?
Yeah.
They traded that cap hit to Arizona.
Yes, they did, yeah. They could do that.
Why not do that?
But he'd have to accept that. So he could say, okay,
why
bye.
wouldn't he? You don't have to play there.
Well, why wouldn't he just accept it and stay here?
I'm confused. What are we missing here?
Well, I guess what's the difference if it goes on LTIR or it gets traded to Arizona? If he's not playing, he's not playing.
Because at least
he'll go play in Russia to be closer to his daughter.
Because at least this is all above board.
You're worried about above board in pro sports?
You know what? Adam's turning me. I don't know. Screw fairness.
You used to say Lou Lamoriello's a snake, but he's our snake.
Are you saying...
You for 2 years said that. 3 years said that.
Is this the month that he turns into Kyle Dubas?
This is not the month, but it might be the off season.
Oh, God. Jesse,
Being an
why are
NHL
we
general
wrong?
manager forces you to do things you're probably not proud of. These are going to be tough conversations.
You're wrong because the guy who came here for a Stanley Cup has not fulfilled his dream of winning a Stanley Cup.
And then accept a trade back to San Jose so you can play with Erik Karlsson and Joe Thornton again.
It is not up to him. I believe there's a no movement clause on the contract.
No, that's true.
It is not up to Kyle Dubas as to whether or not he goes back to San Jose. He, as in Patrick Marleau, it is up to Patrick Marleau of whether he wants to go back. Maybe he does. Maybe he feels next year the Erik Karlsson, Joe Thornton,
one more run. The old guys.
ghost of Jonathan Chichu
No.
might win the Stanley Cup
Long
next
dead,
year.
Jonathan Chichu.
That's why I said the ghost.
Yeah, true.
Here's
Danny Heatley.
an idea.
Oof,
Yeah.
you can't.
Oh, yeah, he was a Shark.
1507, dog.
Oh, my God. Anyway, here's an idea.
Actually, that was with Ottawa. But anyway.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. You know who was making too much money just a few months ago?
Nikita Zaitsev.
Brooks Orpik.
Well, yeah, that's a perfect example. Somebody actually messaged me that and said, do you think they'll do that with Marleau? And I'm like, I don't know, man. So explain again the Brooks Orpik situation.
Brooks Orpik was making like $5 million or something. It was way too much money. The Capitals traded him to Colorado.
To get bought out.
Sweetened the pot, obviously. They gave him, I think it was like Grubauer and a second or something like that. They sweetened the pot. Colorado, who had some space, buys him out. And then he signed as a free agent back with the Caps for like $1 million.
And Marleau at $1 million? Love it. Why couldn't he do that?
Man.
So he makes an extra $1 million out of it too. Hey, Patrick, guess what? Not only are you going to pay this year and next, but we're going to give you an extra $1 million, but you got to accept this trade.
Man. There's an option.
Oh, they have options. Now, I want to get to Nikita Zaitsev because I've been waiting on this and waiting on this and waiting on this.
I keep sniffing the pepper to get myself used to it. Ugh.
Let's say that Nikita Zaitsev is not wanted by any of the other 30 teams, which I find hard to believe.
I don't think that's true. Yes.
Let's say he's not. You need to clear that cap space. So we've talked about options with how you'd clear Patrick Marleau if you needed to. Nikita Zaitsev, if you need to get rid of him, is he worth a second-round pick to get rid of?
Oh, shit, yeah. If that's all it
That
takes.
much? I feel like that's a lot.
It is a lot. But consider that your second-round pick may never play in the NHL, and you have two guys in Kasperi Kapanen and Andreas Johnsson who... If you're lucky if a second-round pick turns into those guys.
No, but I feel like it gets done for less than that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would really like that. But like, is it worth a second-round pick to remove a player who's not that good at $4.5 million for the next, what would it be, 4 years after this season?
Oh, I think
this is year
5. No. This is his
Shit,
third
you're
year.
right. There's 5 years left. Oh my God, there's 5 years left.
And Zaitsev
Yeah, that's worth it.
is till 2024. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years left.
Yeah, that's worth it.
And in fact, you know what I would do? I wouldn't move this year's second. I would move next year's second.
So no
then I
one
could
cares.
then I could take my first, trade it down, and then I'd have 2 second-round picks.
This guy.
That's what I would do.
Dubas loves him a good trade.
I think some people, I think a team out of the 30 teams, 31 soon, will see value in Nikita Zaitsev.
I think so too.
And I don't think it'll take a second.
Yeah, I think so too. But it was just a thought. Now,
Come on, break during the show so I don't have to eat the pepper.
now we got to talk about Colorado, who, since the dawning of this new year, have won 3 games.
Oof, Maron, really?
They've lost 12. Now, some of them has been OTLs, but they've lost 3. I'm sorry, they've won 3 and they've lost 12. Some of those are
And that's
OTLs.
not a team I would want to play in 3-on-3 OT.
No.
Because they got that 3-headed monster.
Exactly. And now let's say you go back a few more games
Okay.
to game 35. Game 35 to 55. They have 4 wins.
What? They have 4 wins in 20 games?
And so, 21 games, 34.
What?
And 17 losses. Some of those are OTLs.
One of those is against the Leafs, isn't it? Or was that so long ago?
Looking?
No, it couldn't have been. No.
The last 3 games especially, because they're on a 7-game losing streak right now, have been OTLs. And then the last 2 games of 2018 were OTLs.
Who are their wins against?
Their wins are against
I need to know this.
the Montreal Canadiens on December 19th.
Okay.
Then you've got the New York Rangers on January 4th.
Okay.
And then you've got the Toronto Maple Leafs,
Damn it.
who they beat.
You knew it.
And then you've got the Los Angeles Kings.
Ooh.
That is it. Since the and I went from game 35, tonight for them is game 56. So we're talking 21 games. And that's how they've done.
Okay.
Pretty rough.
So remember when they got like 47 points in the standings or whatever it was, and we were saying they should fire Jared Bednar, and then they didn't fire Jared Bednar, and they ended up doing really well, and it's like, see, this is why we shouldn't have fired Jared Bednar. I don't know, maybe they should explore firing Jared Bednar. That's a lot of games to lose and not a lot of time.
Maybe ought to kind of look at that.
Maybe.
But here's an interesting thought. What about Bobrovsky in Colorado?
Oh, yes.
Pierre LeBrun.
Let's do it.
TSN 1050. The only thing I could see, if I'm Joe Sakic, I wouldn't be doing it out of desperation, but I would do it if there's a hockey deal before the 25th, which is the trade deadline, where it's something he could do in June anyway. Why not do it? Colorado has kicked the tires on a few people like Andrei Burakovsky in Washington, young player, that type of thing. Oh, sorry, I got this mixed up. I thought it said Bobrovsky in Colorado.
No way!
It's Burakovsky. So they want secondary scoring. It's Burakovsky.
Oh,
I woke up from a nap.
Red.
I know.
That's okay.
That's all right. I just woke up from a nap, so I was wrong. They're looking at Burakovsky, not Bobrovsky.
We all
Maybe
screw
they
up
ought to
every now
kind of
and
look at
again.
Bobrovsky, though.
Holy shit, Adam. That's amazing. I love it. Speaking of teams that need goaltending, were you going to get to the Vancouver Canucks?
Yeah. Michael DiPietro is pulled out of junior yesterday because they ran out of goalies in Vancouver.
Yeah. Well,
and
he's been with them, I want to say, for a few days now.
And they put him in, and he got shelled. Now,
Put him in with no backup.
with no backup, too. Yeah, really.
Because Utica is very far away.
Is that not super embarrassing for the Vancouver Canucks organization?
Yep. Like everyone... actually, most Canucks fans were like, yes, you're absolutely right. Because what I said was the Leafs got Michael Hutchinson for like $1, and as luck would have it, Freddie and Sparks got hurt like that week. And thank goodness they had him, because you would have been throwing Kasimir Kaskisuo to the Wolves.
Yep.
Now, I'd much rather throw Kasimir Kaskisuo to the Wolves, because all that means is, I don't know, you'd probably lose the game. No big deal. Like, what, are you going to be great with Marek Mazanets? That's not the point. The point wasn't to have the second incarnation of Patrick Waugh in the net, even though the first one is still alive. The point was not that. It was to keep Mikey DiPietro. It's not Mikey. I hate that. Michael DiPietro in junior, where he's probably the best goalie. That was the whole point. And
not scar him emotionally before he's had a chance to develop properly.
And listen, he's going to survive it.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
That was most of the feedback I was seeing. Oh, he's not as weak as you or whatever. No, that's not the point.
Okay.
The point is that you didn't need to do this. Okay, if Marek Mazanets was available for a 7th round pick today, that means he was available for a 7th round pick yesterday and also the day before. Now, the Canucks couldn't plan on a goalie getting hurt. Yes, they could! You were always one tweak away from this very situation. And if it can happen, it will. That's sort of how it happens with goalies. Vegas was a very hilarious example of that. But like, I remember a few years ago, the Erie Otters? It was the Erie Otters, pre-McDavid, I think. Mm-hmm. It would have been pre-McDavid because we featured this in Joining the Rush. Their starter got hurt. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we're going to go into the game. and we're going to have our backup play. Obviously, first minute of the game, backup gets hurt.
It has to.
So what do? They get one of the kids wearing suits, a forward by the name of Conor Crisp. They tell him to throw on some goalie pads.
Conor Coco Crisp?
No.
That's what they used to call him.
That might be his nickname.
Yeah, that's what they used to call him.
No, it's not.
Keep going. Tell your
And they
story.
were like, you play baseball, but
Yeah.
would you like to play hockey?
Hey, Steve, you're wrong, but keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
It's a very
story.
Jesse thing to say. So he goes in net, and his goalie, like his jersey says Crisp on the back, but it's tight because goalies have different jerseys, and he's just wearing his regular jersey, and he allowed 13 goals. One of the guys who scored on him that day, I believe, was Dougie Hamilton.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
If it can happen, it will. So you
By
were.
the way, the team that scored 13 goals should just be embarrassed.
Oh, they were embarrassed.
They should be ashamed.
Yeah?
You know, so ashamed that they just stopped shooting the puck at the net. They should just stop.
Else they'll lose the next game.
Right. Yeah, because hockey gods.
The gods.
You know?
What is it
Who
with
raised
junior
these children?
teams running up the scores? Isn't it amazing? That's full circle, Adam. A story about Mikey Pietro coming back to Team Canada being mean. And he had nothing to do with that. He didn't fire a single shot on goal.
I'd love to see Dougie Hamilton's team's next game and how they did there. I bet they lost.
I bet they
You know
won.
why?
They were really good that year.
I bet they didn't because Don Cherry.
Yeah.
Don Cherry, direct line. You could almost call him the Pope of hockey. Direct line to Jesus.
You
of
could
hockey.
also call him fired. That's because I read that in a fake ad on Facebook.
Oh, he's got the same one as my mom.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
People were actually texting me like, "Oh my god, what did Don Cherry do?" Nothing. It's fake.
Yeah, it's fake ad.
Don't click on it.
Yeah. Also, tell your uncle to stop sharing that shit. Come on, like,
No.
are we not smart enough to pick that up?
No, Adam, some people are old. And they don't realize these things.
No, you know what sucks?
Now I get the old thing, but if you're under the age of like 35, I think you should be able to pick that up,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But okay, so God willing, we're gonna get old. What's gonna be our thing? Where, Dad, because everyone has something.
I got it.
What is it?
We're going to be so fooled by VR that we're going to think it's real life.
Virtual what?
Or we're going to be like, oh, did you see this happen? And be like, no, that was just that was a hologram.
True.
That didn't
Yeah,
actually
and
happen.
Apple's not even into VR. They're working
No.
on something that's like it's not VR, but it's like a hologram. Like they're more interested in hologram technology.
yeah.
They think that's the future, not VR.
It's
you don't have to
like
wear
the Snapchat filter. You know when they had the hot dog? And you'd point it at the thing. I forget what it's called.
And
when
the
you
dancing
point
hot
it,
dog.
it comes up in like real life. Like that's kind of what they're working on.
Right.
Yeah, augmented reality, I think it is. There we go. Augmented
This
reality.
guy.
I'm in a fight with Doug because he sent me a video where he told me to go fuck myself. What? No, that wasn't me. No, but it's just gonna be. You're just gonna be able to tell everyone you can fuck yourself incognito and blame it on someone else, and that's gonna be the future. We're all gonna be fooled by it because we're old now. In the future,
They say
that's what's gonna happen.
They say if there's enough voice recording of you out there that they'll one day they'll be able to recreate your voice and be able to make you say whatever you want, whatever they want you to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad I
The
don't talk for
technology
a
already
living.
exists.
Yeah.
It'll just be readily available.
Exactly.
Like the Animoji stuff, but imagine with real faces. Like what Jesse sends us his Animojis, because he's got an Animoji that looks exactly like Jesse. It's unbelievable. I don't even know why they call it an Animoji. It's not an anime. It's an
Animated
animal.
emoji.
Oh, I thought it was an animal.
Oh my God,
emoji.
you're old!
I am.
No!
Man.
Jesse nailed it! No!
I can't wait to start voting for the candidate that young people hate the most. This is going to be great.
Oh no!
Build the firewall.
Why do they call this an emoji? It's not even an animal.
Oh my dear friend Adam. Shit, I'm older than him by a month and a week.
Lock
a
him
month
up
and a
in
day.
Fortnite.
Oh.
Hey, so Ottawa, Duchene and Stone. Apparently, that Ottawa somehow has a better shot at signing Duchene, and both TSN and Sportsnet are saying this. Better shot at signing Duchene than they are Stone, and Stone's been there since the beginning. Which is wow. And maybe because he's been there since the beginning, he's probably like, nah, hell no.
No.
But one guy that we haven't really talked a lot about is Ryan Dzingel, who is also up this year. And probably is not going to re-sign either.
Man, if they lose all three.
And I think Dzingel's a RFA.
Maybe.
Let's check that. Can we check that, Jesse?
Sure.
Pretty sure.
That is,
They could
seconds.
lose.
it's so bleak.
They could lose them all.
And just own every pick, like each one of the first 45 picks of the draft this year.
Dzingel is a UFA.
He's a UFA.
He could walk.
Wait, this year? Why hasn't that been talked about like all the time?
I don't know.
He's their third biggest guy.
Yeah.
They could lose all three.
Jeez.
Also, Cody Cece's an RFA at the end of the year.
Well, they can
Less-
re-sign him. They'll have the money. What's interesting
Less of an issue.
is that Ottawa is going to have.
He'll be the first one they re-sign.
Ottawa's going to have. If those three walk, Ottawa will have a really tough time being a floor team next year.
How would Patrick Marleau look in?
How would Nikita Zaitsev look in Ottawa? They got to take on salary somehow, right?
No way. No way.
He's a puck-moving defenseman who would be better than Nikita Zaitsev could be. He's a top 4 guy in the Leafs because that's how Mike Babcock uses him. But you wouldn't say Nikita Zaitsev's a guy that should be out of the lineup, right? Probably should be more like bottom pairing.
Yes.
So a guy like that who's making a little over maybe what he's worth right now.
He's overpaid.
Yeah. In Ottawa is a top 4 guy, maybe a top 2 guy.
Okay, I'm going to step in. That's mean.
What does that mean?
It's mean because
And they get an
hasn't
asset
Ottawa
for it.
suffered enough?
And then they get an asset for it.
No, haven't they suffered enough?
Doesn't Ottawa know that every former Leaf that plays the Leafs has to score on them? That's the rule.
After the
So they get a free goal.
Oh, for crying out loud. Adam, that's mean. It is so mean that even though it would help my team and hurt my enemy, I don't want it to happen. Adam, how dare you? Adam's a Slytherin. I just learned.
I am not a Slytherin.
You were such a Slytherin?
Listen, all I'm saying is there's options. That's maybe Nikita Zaitsev's next. But I do feel bad. Imagine the big three leave Ottawa. Like, oh my God.
That's brutal.
I was looking for the quote from Headlines from Saturday.
So headlines is always so damn good.
Yeah. Friedman said Ottawa is letting teams know if any of their players are going to be available, including the 3 key ones, Duchene, Dzingel, and Stone. Teams will know about 10 days out before the deadline hits. So that looks like it's in the middle of next week. So that would be the middle of this week
So
when
tomorrow.
Ottawa will begin to let other teams know, are any of those UFAs going to be on the market or are they going to be staying Senators?
So we'll know tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fun.
There's a lot of kablooies coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
And people were asking, Matt Duchene got an 8/8 offer, so $64 million, which, I mean,
I think you should take.
do you think he gets more? Offered more?
Yeah, maybe. Well,
And if he does, is the team that's offering it to him any better than the Senators? Now, I know that a team like Columbus would be. They're going to lose Pinar and they're going to lose Bobrovsky. Might as well trade those guys or maybe hang on to them. Columbus has $30 million freed up.
and
So
I
does
should
Florida.
say, okay, so we've been talking about how bleak it is in Ottawa. One nice thing that I think was suggested by Kyprios on Headlines was it's not out of the realm of possibility the Sens could trade him, get a big old bunch of assets, and then in the summer he just signs there.
Sure.
But wouldn't that take away the option to give him 8 years? I think it would.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be a re-signing.
Right, so that's tough.
Also, lost in all of this, the Ottawa Senators had the opportunity to sign Shane last summer when he was an RFA, and they decided to go with a 1-year contract, which at this point seems like a terrible decision.
Well-
and they should have just locked up their future superstar.
It might have been all they were able to get at the time.
What do you mean? You give him the sun and the moon, you lock him up for more than 1 year and let him go to UFA.
Can they afford to give anybody the sun and the moon? They couldn't afford to give Erik Karlsson the sun and the moon.
Yeah, but now they have to pay somebody.
You want to bet,
They have to
said
have
Eugene?
They have to have a team.
You want to bet, said Eugene? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I think that's a novel idea.
Yeah.
I think they disagree.
So this summer they're going to re-sign no one and play with no one on their team next year.
So we've never seen a team. This is dark. I feel like I'm picking on them, but whatever. We've never seen a team mismanaged so bad that they couldn't spend to the floor even if they wanted to. Like they tried to, but and then you're just gonna. So if they don't manage to re-sign at least one of these guys, then they're going to have to overpay in free agency.
For guys who aren't worth the money.
And they're just going to perpetuate the cycle. They're just going to have... Oh, my God.
So would you have rather paid Stone last summer and then not have to worry about Stone this summer when you have Duchene and Dzingel coming up?
Oh, you're talking about Stone.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Duchene.
No, Stone was an RFA last year, and they re-signed him to a one-year deal going into his UFA year.
I think part of that was dumb.
Yes.
But I also think that I think the player didn't want to sign for more than a year.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, but
And he accepted less. I think he was like, no, trade me or I'll sign a 1-year deal. No.
at that point, you trade him.
Trade him. Yes. But Ottawa also, knowing they would be shite this year,
that's
decided
true.
to give up the fourth or started to take the fourth overall pick. And then give up what is probably going to be the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Because karmic justice.
Or probably 4.
Worst case scenario, it's still in the top 4. It's still a bad deal.
Shit.
Go get your picks back, man.
God, that's bleak.
It's such a mismanagement of assets to have these 3 guys all come up in their first time UFA years, all in the same year.
Crazy. This is the longest we've gone without shitting on the Oilers, by the way.
Yeah, they haven't done anything. Keith Gretz. Well, that might be part of the problem too. Is Keith Gretz?
Oh, there it is. We ruined it.
They Mackenzie was saying that the best that they could hope for this summer for the Oilers, as an Oiler fan, is dumping salary. They have got to find a way to dump some contracts. Remember when they almost traded?
Brought it back.
Remember when they almost traded Milan Lucic last summer, and they're like, no, he'll be fine.
Nope. And he has been fine. He's been like a 4th liner.
Did you see the Evgeny Malkin stick swing yesterday?
That guy is an underrated red mist player in this league.
Did you see that, Jesse?
What's that?
The
Evgeny
Malkin high stick.
Oh, yeah.
So
slash sword swing.
Yeah.
Did he not just come back from a suspension?
Did he?
I thought he might have.
I don't remember.
Maybe it was an injury.
I think he got fined for something. Look, he saw the red mist. Raffle punched him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And he just freaking swung his stick like a lightsaber. And dude, you can't do that. He's got to get dinged for it. He's got to miss games. Forget a fine. He's got to miss games for that. You got to send a message that sort of thing's unforgivable. You can't. I'm not saying suspend him 5 or 20 games, but he should miss a game or 2.
Did you hear the quote?
No.
He said, "I know it's dirty, but I missed."
Mm-hmm. Continue.
He just dived, and the referee gave me 5 minutes. He wasn't injured, not bleeding, nothing. I know that I gave them a 5-minute power play. It's my fault for sure. I'll play smart next time.
All right, so remorse is out. So he can't.
You can't just shoo a guy away with your stick.
He freaking that's not shooing away.
No, that's what he did. He was like, but you can't do that either.
No, he friggin' Inigo Montoya'd him just right in the face.
He wasn't trying. I don't think he was trying to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna smack you in the face with my stick." It was like, "Get the out of here."
Yeah, but it's irresponsible, right? A lot of high sticking penalties aren't the result of an intentional act.
No,
it's just shit.
Adam said, "Ritu smack out of here."
Ritu smack.
Ritu smack out of here. We didn't acknowledge it.
We should have. I'm sorry. I can't hear things that I'm not looking at.
I can't hear things that I'm not looking at. Wow, the most true thing you've ever said about yourself.
Yeah. I'm just not a smart man.
All right. One last thing before we get to the pepper, because I know you got to go to hockey. You got to go to hashtag hockey Twitter.
Yeah.
What?
Ice surfing, ice surfing is great because it's on Twitter and it's basically doing what Steve would be doing at home for free every day anyway.
Yeah, but I get to wear a suit jacket.
True. And hang out with Jeff, which is
cool.
cool.
I'll wash it for you. I didn't wash it.
It's very nice of you, Jesse.
Jesse, can we also get a garbage?
Yeah, I'll bring a garbage.
Something for me to literally vomit in.
The one last thing I wanted to mention.
Oh boy, Adam's
Did you see the James Neal hit in the face where you can literally see the teeth flying out of his mouth?
8.
You know he lost 11 earlier on in his career?
It was 13.
I was 13.
I was reading that on the way in. Poor guy. Whitby's finest.
That is rough.
Ooh.
That is really rough.
He's everything about his season screams rough, but at least he's on a good team. That's really all you can say. Hey, you know what I don't know if we've talked about? Randy Carlyle got fired.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well,
it's that kind of day.
I think it's first off, yes. But I think, I guess, you're right. I forgot to put Randy in the notes. But the thing with Randy is, had he held on to his job, it would have been one of our lead stories.
Right.
The thing is that sometimes people are like, you send me people send us stories, and I appreciate it. But usually the stories that take off, the ones that were really talkable, are the ones that are out of the ordinary. There's a juxtaposition. There's a reason that this... Why hasn't this happened yet? Why is Peter Chiarelli still running the Oilers and signing Mikko Koskinen in an hour and a half before he gets fired? Yeah. That's a weird story. Well, and when it comes to Randy Carlyle, this should have happened. Yeah. This is the way it should go.
It's Bob Murray's fault it didn't happen earlier.
Interestingly, though, Bob Murray just signed an extension.
Yep, and is now the head coach. Interestingly enough, I can't remember the last time that happened. Was it Lou Lamoriello in 2000 and God knows 3?
I guess, yeah.
Hey, it's good news for Dallas Eakins. So he's pretty much for sure going to be the head coach of the Anaheim Ducks next year.
Yeah. Can the guy get a break though? He gets
oh, I know,
the shitty Oilers and the Ducks at the tail end of their dynasty. However,
you get to coach in California. Shut up.
Yeah, it's true. Also, let's put it out there. Apparently, Vegas is very interested in Ryan Getzlaf.
What?
That's the word.
I beg your pardon?
That's the word.
The word from who?
I don't remember who it was because again, I didn't prepare my Ducks notes very much. But if I'm Anaheim, I look long and hard at trading him.
Well, yeah, of course, but holy shit.
But what do you do with Perry and Kessler? Because those are the guys you want to trade.
Eakins is in full rebuild. Poor guy.
Now, he's got a good defensive core, thankfully.
He's going to develop.
And a Vezina candidate goalie. And apparently...
You can do a lot with that.
He's got about 4 guys with the Gulls, Sam Steele being one of them, former Leaf pick Sam Steele.
The Ducks don't have nothing.
No, they've got some good young players that they're graduating. I just don't know that they have the Getzlaf Perry superstars that they did have 10, 15 years ago when they started to take off.
No, it might help. Draft lottery win. Could happen.
Man, Ottawa, nobody wants that more than Ottawa fans.
A little part of me wants... I want to see a really dumb first overall pick, like a crazy jump. I want to see a team that barely missed the playoffs.
What's weird. If you're the Ducks, the guy's Jack Hughes. Do you need another defenseman?
Is Jack Hughes a defenseman?
Isn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Oh shit! Who am I confusing him with?
I don't know.
Confused for Hughes. Is he not?
I don't think so. Holy shit! This is a very sleepy.
Oh man!
End of the show.
Man, I'm so exhausted.
Glad I'm about to eat a pepper and barf. Oh.
Hold on.
Oh god.
Hold on.
Oh god. Jesse's coming in with the. Oh god. You didn't even bring anything to cut it
the
up.
The exact opposite of the defense.
I was like, wait,
so what's interesting about Ottawa or about Anaheim is how that would really help them out if they could get a big young centerman.
Jesse brought in a garbage with garbage in it.
Yeah, it's a garbage can.
It smells great.
Do you want me to find a empty garbage can for you?
How are we doing this? Are you live broadcasting right now?
No.
And that's why I need to go to bed.
If we could get this out.
Oh, okay. This is great radio, by the way.
This is great.
How are you feeling right now, Steve? Run us through. First off, how do you feel about Jack Hughes playing defense? Let's talk about
Feels
that.
great, man. It's what we were talking about. Just put skilled players wherever, and they'll figure out the position themselves.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
What happened? What did I miss?
No, I for some reason said Jack Hughes was a defenseman because I'm tired.
Oh, okay. That's okay. All right, I'm just setting up the live stream. You can still, you can keep going with the
I'm
podcast.
excited.
Steve, how do you feel right now pre-pepper? What's going through your head? How are your palms? Are they sweaty?
It's not sweaty. It's just, it's what I'm wondering. Okay, here's what I can picture. Mm-hmm. I can picture the bite. I'm going to be able to bite it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be able to chew it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm thinking too much about it. I don't think I'm going to be able to swallow this pepper. You want me to eat this? You don't want me to chew it.
Thing. I want you to eat it.
I don't think I could do it.
$10,000.
I know.
Like Steve.
To charity. That's a lot of money.
No, I don't think I can physically do it.
Oh, that's okay.
More of this is going to end up in the bin than in my stomach.
That's fine.
Oh, God. Oh, I want to just run out of this studio. Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm going to the CBC building after this. I hope none of my coworkers see this.
Well, they're definitely going to see it. Hey, by the way, before you do this, go to your Twitter and retweet Jesse's tweet because it's actually showing the link, so we want people to be able to see it.
Well, I'll send out the actual live.
Oh, send out the live stream link.
Yeah, whenever
it's up.
So it's not up yet.
So Jesse,
wait.
Is it hard to set this sort of thing up?
Not really, no. It's a pretty quick and painless
process. Does YouTube need to like run through an approval process? Like, what's the...
I don't. I'm just going straight to our YouTube channel.
Oh.
You sign in on your live streaming device. We choose to use a Mevo around here. But whatever live streaming device you choose to use, you can go live with it. You can go live on your iPhone. If you really wanted to.
Could defenseman Jack Hughes go live from his Mevo?
I can't even joke right now.
Defenseman Jack Hughes could go live from his Mevo.
Okay, Steve, you got to not think about it right now.
I know.
The whole key here is not thinking about it. So what would make you happy?
What would make me happy? We sold a shitload of books yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Really happy about that.
Good.
A lot of pre-orders. A lot of people I noticed are just getting... Oh, yeah, we sort of talked about this off the top of the show. People are just getting the book because stores are mistakenly shipping it to them. So if you're one of those people, congrats. I hope you enjoy it.
Good for you.
Hope you enjoy the book. Other frequently asked questions. The audiobook is still supposed to... Oh, my God. Come out... same date, March 19th. Sorry, my thoughts right now are wild. Yes, Jesse? Is it up? Is it done? Can I leave?
I'm publishing the event.
God! Why? Why did I say this? Oh, there it is. Nope, that's Vince Carter. Sorry, I thought you retweeted us.
Oh, no, I'm looking at a MapleLeafsNation.com article.
What do you got?
The better know a seller, Florida Panthers. They're talking about Dale Talon being crazy.
We forgot to talk about them as crazy.
And they're thinking about maybe they can...
it is live.
All right, I'm going to tweet this out.
Mark Pysyk or something like that for Nikita Zaitsev.
That'd be nice. I want to know what Sleepy Adam is going to think of this.
Are we up?
I'm tweeting out the link right now.
Okay.
The live stream is up.
Steve Dangle Podcast is live on YouTube.
Is this the first time we've ever been live on YouTube?
On the podcast.
Like we did the Rec Room show.
Was that
was
live?
That was live.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Steve Podcast is live on YouTube. Steve is about to eat a bell pepper for $10,000 towards charity.
Put Easter Seals.
Towards Easter Seals.
At Easter Seals. Oh!
The Leafs lineup tonight against Denver.
That is useless information for
Hyman Tavares Marner.
Yep.
Marleau Matthews Kapanen.
Cool.
And this is a key one. This is important. Johnson, Kadri, Nylander.
Moving on up.
Lindholm, Gauthier, Brown. And you got Muzzin Riley, Gardner, Zaitsev, Dermott, Hainsey. Anderson will start. Ennis will not play, although you have to wonder when.
I sent the tweet.
Know. Oh, God. You would think it's just tough that the Leafs are on a 6-game road trip because ideally, I think the easiest way to ease a guy back into the lineup is on home ice.
I got the notification. We are live.
Oh, fuck.
It's on my phone. So we are live. And just in case you don't know what we're doing here, in case Jesse's link didn't show you, and we're going to wait a little bit.
Yeah. Let it fill up. It's at 655 people.
Are you freaking kidding me?
30 seconds. Oh, God.
Oh,
shit.
Steve, did you retweet it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
See you guys like, why did it take so long? You build the suspense, and everyone gets jacked about it. Oh, fuck. Okay. Are we... Oh, wow. That thing has such a crazy range.
It's like a wide-angle lens, yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
how
really
am I
cool.
still on the shot? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. So what... Oh, God.
You retweeted it, Steve?
Yeah, I did. You bet. Yeah, I sure did. Okay.
Adam, can you see it? Do you see it on your computer?
Looking at... I don't have the link open, but I'm looking at people already screen grabbing us, which is great. Oh, boy. Well, here's the thing. Steve on the show has been working his way up. Wow, there I am. Has been working his way up to this moment. He is anxious beyond belief. He's already sick. He has not even taken a bite. And this is what's interesting is we're trying to distract him from the inevitable. And you can tell that it's been a stressful day. It's been a really snowy one here in Toronto. We've had a lot of snow, a lot of ice. Steve took forever to get downtown on the GO train because snowy days, that's what happens. So it's already been a stressful day. And now he has to eat peppers. And arguably one of the best news days of Steve's life because there were thousands of books randomly sold today.
Yep.
Yes. I don't know how much of that I'm allowed to talk about. Well, okay, the pre-orders did so well. Yeah, I might as well get a book plug-in while you're all here. Hey, my book is available on indigo.ca, and it's 40% off because it's deal of the week. So that's from February 11th to February 17th. 40% off. It was the most pre-orders of any book on Indigo's website ever. Behind just one author, Michelle Obama. It's insane, and because the sales were so good, there's another outlet, I don't know if I'm allowed to say who's like, yeah, we'll buy 2,000. So they bought 2,000 books. So I said we printed 5,000, and I wanted to sell so many that the publisher was forced to print another 5,000. They're printing. They ordered a new print.
By the way, I want to shout out at Wario Cass, possibly going to work late just to watch Steve Dangle eat this damn pepper. Shout out Cass, what's up?
I need more hair gel. How many people are watching? Oh my God!
We've cracked 1,000.
Hey!
We've now cracked 1,100.
Wow.
1,127 people are currently watching.
What's the optimal amount of time you're supposed to wait?
There's over 1,000. I think we're good.
No, let's wait till we hit 1,500.
Okay,
No,
done.
I gotta go, man. I got work tonight.
Imagine what that's like, having to work.
Shut up.
And by Steve, work is going back onto hockey Twitter.
Adam. All right, listen.
They gave him a job doing what he does. Anyway.
For those of you who don't know, I'm eating this pepper because... Oh, I've just realized the mic is far away. For those of you who don't know, I'm eating this pepper because I said on a live stream, if someone donated $5,000 to Easter Seals, I would eat a pepper. Mike Schmidt is his name, donated $10,000 on the day of the tournament. So I got to keep my word and eat the pepper because a lot of you screen grabbed or isolated that clip where I said that. And you bastards, Rachel, I love you. Here we go. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Oh. I tried, and this is great. Oh, fuck.
Stay on camera now.
Oh, there's...
That's bite number 1.
Oh, fuck. No, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Bite number 1.
Oh, my God. Okay, smaller bite.
You gotta swallow a bite.
Gotta swallow.
No, I can't. There's tears in my eyes. You think I'm making this up? Holy shit.
What?
This is awful.
Have you ever seen something so inoffensive and so non-violent create such a terrible reaction in one person? It's unbelievable.
I thought the whole thing was hollow like that. Is that all meat?
Yeah, you have to eat it.
That's a meaty pepper.
I'm not. Okay, got to start small.
I love how someone donates $10,000 to Easter Seals and says, like, no, I can't do it.
Okay, there's a little bit.
By the way, catch it tweeting right now. I really hope I don't have to explain to my boss why I'm watching a live video of a guy eating a green pepper.
Can you get like water so I can wash this down or something? Oh my God.
Oh, from Grubs. Here's some good information, Steve. You'll like this.
God.
At Gas Station God.
Okay.
You should also tell Steve that his book was the #1 in the hockey category on Amazon in the United States.
Oh, it's so good.
How great is that?
Oh my God.
Think about that as you take your next bite.
Are you seeing the dinky ass bites I'm taking?
Oh,
that's
no.
all I can do.
Oh, we hit 1,500 people.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, great. Fuck.
On a train, Andrew Buchanan right now on a train to work here in Australia, watching Steve eat a pepper at last.
Okay, that's a big piece. Oh, whoa. Okay, I'm getting used to it now. and it's still shitty. I'm able to take slightly bigger bites. Maybe at the end of this I'll really like peppers.
Gurpreet says, my Indian mother is very disappointed in Steve Dangle right now.
I'm sorry, Gurpreet's Indian mother. Hey, I'm sorry, my mother. I'm vomiting on live stream.
Is she watching, do you think?
I don't know. I don't think so.
What's up, Tina?
This is not a moment I ever saw coming in my life. I'm not gonna lie. Look at how little I've eaten so far. Oh my god, I just wanted Ralph. I'm eating. Okay, it's getting easier. It's getting easier to do.
Question for Jesse from @Will_Cardell. I'm just trying to distract as Steve eats the pepper,
Sure.
right? Because we have a podcast. If you're listening to this, you got to keep it interesting.
It's terrible.
Anyway, hey Adam, been watching the podcast for a long time, and I'm watching Steve eat that bell pepper right now. Anyway, can you ask Jesse where I can get that dope Maple Leafs hat? I literally can't find it anywhere. Big fan of the pod and the Leafs from Dallas, Texas. Have a good one. Hi, Will. Thank you. Thank you, Will.
Hello, Will.
The wrong camera I was looking at.
I bought it a couple of years ago at a Lids.
Lids, L-I-D-Z.
So I don't know if they're available still. Like, I don't know if
that
they
was
make
a
them,
big
but
bite.
It's from a Lids.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a nice
what?
dad cap.
You know what, Will, I would say, even if that's not the one that you can find, there are ones like it. This is my hat. There are ones like it, but this is my hat.
Exactly.
I'm sure you could find one close to it, Will.
All right. Any more questions?
And my DMs are open. Keep asking.
Yo, this is so big. Why? I thought you guys liked me.
From Tristan Manny. Had to explain to my mom why I pulled up a grown-ass man eating a pepper on TV. Literally
on TV?
On his big screen in his house. Is he swallowing? He looks like he's dropping most of it into the garbage.
No, I'm not. No, here.
Make sure you're swallowing.
Yeah, I haven't seen you eat a whole bunch.
Oh, God! Oh, that's awful!
Nero says Steve needs to show a little bit more grit and just knuckle down and get in there like a good Canadian boy.
Hey, Mr. Fun Guy says, Adam Wilde is sexy.
Thanks, Mr. Fun Guy.
So, like, am I gonna... What are...
Yo, Mercer has the best Lil Koozie Vert 92, by the way, sweet name, has the best shot of Steve eating the pepper and the pepper's just hanging out of his mouth.
I'm sure he does.
Did you see the person who commented pep to pecked?
No, but that's amazing. Are you reading the YouTube?
Yes, I'm on the YouTube comments.
Okay, so my DMs just exploded. I now have 8 DMs.
I'm eating like a bird. Here. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's getting easier, but it's still really bad.
Brennan David. It's a pepper. It's not that bad.
Shut up! Yes, it is. It's
Will Cardell again. You're real as fuck for that, man. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
Easter Seals. Donate money. Visit easterseals.org. Help out kids with physical disabilities, you bunch of bastards. Oh my God.
Question from Mark. If you save the best part of the meal for the last bite, what part of that pepper should Steve eat last?
Yo, fuck you.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Steve, this is for the children. Watch your language.
Definitely not the seeds. You want to eat the seeds first.
Oh, yeah.
Because the seeds are disgusting.
Oh, they are.
Are they?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some seeds.
Hold on. I'm getting so many DMs that it's hard to keep up. From Jess Carducci. Hi, Jess.
really
your DMs are going away. Okay, here we go. Steve looks like a 10-year-old me being forced to eat broccoli. I threw up all over the dinner table and never had to eat broccoli again. Don't think Steve will be so lucky. No, you're right, Jess.
You ready for this?
Oh, swallow that.
It wasn't even a real bite. You grazed it. Barf.
No.
Now, somebody just said, as a true Midwesterner, I would suggest that Steve dip that pepper in ranch. True, Corey, that's very true. However, that's not fair. He said eat the pepper, not pepper and ranch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pepper
Okay,
gone.
can I put this out there? If someone else donates $5,000 to Easter Seals Ontario on behalf of Steve Dangle, he will eat another bell pepper.
No.
As many times as someone donates $5,000.
It's 10 now. It's 10 now. It's 10 now.
You're going to turn down $5,000 for charity.
If you're going to afford for charity.
If someone can afford $5,000, they can afford 10.
No, I play for keeps. God, this is
my buddy.
Awful. Nothing about this is good.
Justin Fisher, this is by far the most disgusting thing I've seen Steve do, and that's saying something. My buddy Dalby from out in Regina. Why is this so riveting? Hashtag Bell Let's Pepper. That's funny. That's a very funny line. Very funny.
Oh, God. It's getting easier, but it's still so bad.
Chris Howard, friend of ours, Dallas Stars season ticket holder.
Oh, fuck.
This is like watching his Nashville 9-2 video and 2 Girls, 1 Cup in the video at one time.
The Nashville 9-2 video was only 2.5 minutes. Okay, there's something... Oh my God. Biting it is nothing. Biting it is easy. Wow, the stream's a fair bit behind. Biting it is easy. Chewing it the first few bites is easy. There's something about when the pepper hits the back of your tongue that just it makes me want to vom. Okay, here comes another big one. You ready, guys? You ready?
Ready.
EasterSeals.org. Oh my God.
It happened.
This is amazing. I didn't think, I honestly was kind of dreading this going into them. I'm like, how compelling is this going to be? This is huge.
I haven't spit that much. Oh boy. Whoa. So let me tell you, wow. I got rid of all the progress I made. I haven't eaten a lot today. I've barely eaten because I knew this was going to happen and I was worried about throwing up on camera.
There's a picture of you holding just the garbage can before you ate. And Kasky Swo for Vesna tweets, "Hey, look, it's Steve Dangle holding the Ottawa Senators in his arms." Hey, this guy.
Oh, God.
I didn't think watching a grown man eating a bell pepper could be so entertaining. That's from Brandon Williamson.
EasterSeals.org.
Love the podcast. The stream is pure gold. Can you ask Steve if he would rather eat a whole onion or a whole bell pepper? From Mark.
Onion?
Really?
Which would also be disgusting, but I'd be able to do it.
TJ from the Virgin Morning Show here in Toronto,
hey,
our boy. He says, tell Steve at least his haircut looks good while he's eating.
Right?
By the way, Steve almost didn't make it down today because he had to get a haircut. So
I canceled on Kate 3 times and I wasn't going to do it again. Kate is very nice.
But look at that fade as he eats that pepper. That's a fade right there.
Sick fade.
Sickest fade.
Oh my God.
Sick fade.
I'm shaking.
See,
sick fade, bruh.
Start your own YouTube channel so you too can eat pepper. Remember, you're doing this for the kids.
I'm doing it for Easter Seals.
If someone else donates $10,000, Steve will eat another bell pepper.
James said if we could get 10 grand, Steve should wax his legs. Man, I would wax my legs for 10 grand.
Oh, yeah, we'd all do that.
Yo, I would wax my entire body with the exception of my eyebrows. I would shave my head and do everything else, but I would not wax my eyebrows because, come on, that might not come back.
You'd shave your head?
I'd shave my head. I would wax every hair follicle on my body.
For how much, Adam?
10 grand. Easter Seals.
Oh, yeah. I think we'd all do that.
We'd all do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Apparently the stream died, Jesse.
I guess we're running at a... Oh, no, still going.
Okay, somebody said the stream died.
It's frozen, yeah.
Oh.
What does that mean?
So
what do we do?
Should I stop?
No, we're still live.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still good.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
It froze there, but we need to hurry this up.
I don't have time.
I don't have all the data in the world to stream forever.
Oh, yo, you can move to my data if you want.
Yeah, so that would take us offline.
Oh,
we're
okay.
good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll pay you back for the data.
It's okay.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Okay. Oh my God, it's the back of the tongue. It's something about the back of the tongue.
Wow. Okay, here's something fun. David Pasternak and several of his teammates attended a sponsorship dinner on Sunday night.
I forgot. We didn't talk about this.
At about 11:30, while walking to his transportation, Pasternak fell and injured his thumb. Team will know better in 2 weeks, but he's expected to return and play this season. He's getting a procedure done. I believe he had that done today.
I fell down yesterday. I slipped on the ice. Outside. Right in front of my neighbor while talking to her. It was really embarrassing. Oh my God.
Mark says, if the stream fails, Steve has to start over.
No! No! Oh, that was close. That was... Oh. This is so shitty. So what do you call the center of a... Oh, I guess there is no center of a pepper. There's no core? What demon bullshit vegetable is this?
How are you doing? Let me see the pepper. Show the camera. Show the camera. Okay, so you're like 3/4 of the way through, man. You're almost done.
Oh, God.
You're almost done.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my God.
Imagine skipping school to watch someone eat a bell pepper. That is from Kevin.
Imagine being late to your pre-show meeting at sports.
Yeah, they're probably watching it from the pre-show meeting.
It's the stream's working again, guys. You can chill.
We're getting a lot of messages.
We got a lot of the stream died, but it's back.
I don't know which parts of the pepper are making me die.
From Dan.
What?
I am at the gym in Switzerland. It's 11 p.m. I stopped in the middle of my workout to watch Steve eat the pepper. It, period, is, period, worth, period, it, period.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nino Niederreiter.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So we're in agreement. $5,000, you eat another one.
I said 10.
$10,000, you eat two.
No, apparently the stream's down again. Maybe we crashed it. Did we crash it?
No, it's
No,
working.
I think maybe the person tweeting you keeps...
Yeah, they're behind.
They're behind.
Is on the internet while trying to watch something live stream.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like I'm watching
Are
it
you
here
ready?
now. and
Are
it's
you ready
back.
for this giant fucking bite I'm about to take? EasterSeals.org. Help kids with physical disabilities. I don't know if
Tell me about what Easter Seals did for Rachel, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a minute. Okay. I'm not supposed to talk with your mouth full.
So when the stream froze, it froze in this image, and Bobby Cappuccino sent me this. It's Steve's head, and it says Zaitsev, and then his hand, and the pepper says the puck, and then you spitting out the pepper, the boards.
So, okay,
God
the pepper
damn,
is
Bobby.
officially broken in half. But, oh, God. So, Easter Seals, my family went to a couple of their camps, summer camps. It's hard to sort of experience some of the things you take for granted, like even like going to the park or something, like playing. When you have a kid with physical disability, she requires a lot of attention. So Easter Seals camps were a fun way of, it was a way for Rachel and myself and my parents to all have a good time and get a little bit of help in the process. They also help with the funding of her AFOs, which are like sort of like an ankle brace. I don't really know how to describe them. They're plastic.
What are they used for?
They straightened her feet.
Oh,
Because, I don't know what they're called. They're AFOs. I don't know.
I had an ankle brace when I was a kid too. I born with a turned-in foot. Yeah.
I didn't know that. So she had those, and they help with funding for her wheelchair too. A mobility wheelchair is like $3,500 or something like that. So if you donate $10,000, you're well on your way to. You're at 2.5 wheelchairs there.
Duncan tweeted us and says, @Dunk_White says, I'm watching this from the hospital, and the nurse just came in and asked, why are you watching a man eat a bell pepper?
How many people are watching this right now?
We went back up to 1,100 after
Also,
this.
yo, Duncan.
Oh, God!
I lost my composure.
You gotta eat that piece again.
No.
You gotta pick it out of the
No. Ooh. Okay. Woo. Shit.
How about if we get $1,000 donation, you'll eat a Panago pizza with bell peppers on it?
Well, that's easy. Yeah.
It's covered in cheese, man.
Yeah, it's masked.
We can't do that.
No, a full bell pepper. I'm gonna slice up a full bell pepper into 4.
Yeah, and then I'm gagging on like our sponsor's pizza, Jesse. What are you, smart guy over here?
Fine.
What are you gonna do? Adam said what he's gonna do. What are you gonna do? I wanna know
Anything.
He said he'd jump in with the hairless challenge.
I will do anything for children, unlike someone here.
What are those hairless cats called?
I am in the mid.
What are those hairless cats called?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Hold on.
Why does it matter?
Hang on.
Whoa. Man, I gotta go.
Okay, they're called Sphinx cats.
Okay.
So we'll call it the Sphinx Challenge. And if anybody wants to donate $10,000, Jesse and I will do the Sphinx Challenge, whereas we will remove all the hair from our body with the exception. And I will do everything. I will live stream that as well. I'll live stream the wax.
Yeah.
This is Adam and Jesse, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Adam and Jesse.
Except for my butt. Like, except for my...
we
like,
won't get naked.
Yeah. But
It'll be our legs and our head.
But I'll get it waxed.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Our legs and our head.
Yeah,
That's
we'll call it the Sphinx Challenge. Well, no, we're going to have to, you know... The middle area downstairs still has to get cleaned up, pal.
All right.
It's the Sphinx Challenge.
Sure.
This is gonna come back up.
$10,000 though.
I think.
Also, yeah.
Oh my God, it's so thick at the top.
What else do you hate? What else
Nothing
do you hate to eat?
as much as this. Nothing.
Here's the thing. After this, is it even worth doing a live stream ever again? Like, if you're watching this now,
Yeah.
like, will everything else after this just be a gigantic disappointment?
That's why I'm like, what else is... There's nothing to top this. We've peaked.
Unless we do the waxing thing.
That's not as good as this.
Have you ever seen someone get waxed?
Yeah, but it's not as good as this.
Oh my God.
That's not Steve eating.
Okay, have I eaten enough?
No, you need to finish it.
Oh, fuck.
Bell to pecked.
Oh boy.
From Snipsit's mustache. Snap's mustache.
Harold.
I have a day off work now because of snow. I should be cleaning the house or working on postgraduate university homework while my son naps. But instead, I'm glued to a screen watching a grown-ass man eat a bell pepper.
Oh boy. Wow, that was close. Oh. How much?
Oh, no.
Man, I
Pick
dropped
up.
it. Yeah, I picked it up. Oh no, I got pepper on it. Fuck. When can I leave? Oh.
When you're done. What's this?
EasterSeals.org.
Are you almost done?
I want you to... I don't know, sort of. Oh! Oh, God.
Parker says, I think the Sphinx Challenge is the only thing that can beat watching Steve eat a bell pepper.
Hey, I want you to tweet me screen grabs of your donations to Easter Seals. Sick kid works too, that's cool. Oh, bummer. Oh my God.
How about I'll take sick kids then.
Okay.
Adam, you can have Easter Seals. You're 10,000. I'll do something for 10,000 for sick kids.
Cool.
What do you want me to do?
Oh God. The Jesse jar. No.
Well, that's a good question. I think maybe we leave that to members of the audience.
All right. Somebody donates $10,000 to sick kids.
Jesse
I'll
does
do
a
whatever you want.
striptease.
Let's see.
Okay, so here's...
That's called Saturday night there, fella.
Hey.
Can I tell you what I'm super worried about? Is during ice surfing, I'm going to burp. And it's just going to taste like bell pepper.
Yep.
And I'm going to barf.
Yep.
I took one of those fish oil pills once before bed, which you're not supposed to do, and I burped in the middle of the night and I almost threw up.
Wow.
That was disgusting.
The Leafs IMO.
That was disgusting.
The Leafs IMO is sending me screen grabs and videos of this. He's taking the videos and he's putting it up and GIFs and stuff. So that's awesome. Thank you for doing that, man. That's amazing. It's midnight in Latvia. Excuse me. I should be asleep in an hour in case I have to work in 6 hours, but instead I'm watching this. Yay, happy with my choice.
You've been eating this pepper for 24 minutes.
I gotta go. Oh, for fuck's sake, I keep dropping this goddamn... Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one.
27 minutes to be exact.
Fuck!
Stop dropping it in the garbage.
From Drew, I'm currently on a U.S. Coast Guard boat bypassing the firewalls just to see this happen. Worth the potential court-martial. Wow. Okay.
People are telling me to do the one chip challenge on the YouTube.
I will
Is that-
easily do that.
Is
I
that
would do
hard?
that.
That's what you tried to get us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't. Like, that's okay. I can do that. Is that worth 10,000?
No.
No? That's too easy?
That's like $500.
Oh. Okay. Something harder, people.
Okay. Hey, Drew. This one's for you. Look at this.
When it drips out of your mouth, oh man. Yeah. We did a slow motion replay.
Oh boy.
Oh, by the way, Duncan, the guy who was in hospital, said the nurse. I guess he's from Aberdeen. So he's from Aberdeen, Scotland, and he watches you. How wild is that?
Doing you proud.
We should have had a hashtag.
Are you the guy I met at the soccer game?
We should have had a hashtag. Hey, man, we know for next time.
Yeah. This is the first time. We'll get better.
We're trying out.
Yeah.
The whole point was to learn stuff.
Oh my God, can I tap, please?
No. $10,000, man. Think of the children.
That's a lot of money.
Oh God.
Just to throw away on a pepper. Now you're not even eating it.
But
more of it's coming up.
does that sound like I'm making it? Oh shit!
Somebody wants to know how much the bell pepper will get offer sheeted this season.
Oh, ask Eugene. Oh God, I might actually bomb. I'm serious.
Well, at least it'll be on camera.
I think I've hit a wall, guys.
Like Austin Matthews in his first season.
Oh.
Too bad he hasn't scored since.
Yeah, it's just a real bummer. He had so much potential. Oh my God. This has got to be the worst audio ever.
I don't think it's all that bad. I think we're having a lot of fun reading the replies here. This is
Also,
great.
money is also going to Easter Seals right now.
Yeah, people are tweeting about it, so thank you.
Eyes on the Ice Puck just donated in honor of Steve.
Keep dropping it. Garbage. I'm having pepper garbage.
Also,
garbage pepper.
$10,000 already went.
Yeah.
So this is
cool.
more than worth it.
What the fuck is that? Was that a piece of paper from the garbage that I just chewed? All right. Well, I can't believe I'm almost done this. Oh, please, God.
So these are so... Just the noise.
When you yak, it's so bad.
Say, Jesse, when we put the video up later of the actual full show, because we just did a full show before this, are you going to include this video in it or that video?
I think we just leave this video.
Okay.
I don't know.
Multi-angle barf. Slow it down.
And then, do you even want this audio in the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, if anybody wants to listen, they know.
All right.
And someone's like trapped in the car and they can't turn it off. Okay.
It's a lot of Steve Barf. Yes.
That's why I believe it makes for compelling audio.
Oh my God. I gotta leave. For crying out loud.
Hurry up.
Hurry up.
No one's holding you back except for that pepper.
That's so mean. It's you against you, Steve.
Mike Stevens says the clickbait thumbnail.
Go ahead.
Mike Stevens says the clickbait thumbnail for this is going to be epic. I want to shout out my cousin Dan, who I don't think has ever listened to this show. He's like, I missed the beginning. Why is the bell pepper making Steve sick? Adam, are you sure you really want to do the waxing thing again? I actually waxed my chest once, but that would not compare, I think, to waxing your entire body. Also, Dan just donated $100 and used the hashtag making Steve sick.
You know how confused Easter Seals is going to be tomorrow morning? Because they've it's 5 o'clock. Okay.
We're almost there, buddy. Jesse, how close is he? He's pretty close.
That was the last. Oh, he didn't eat it. That was the last piece that he chucked it up. Oh. It was the whole piece I saw come out of your mouth.
I think we let him go. I think we've been cruel enough.
I seriously.
I just want to say a round of applause to Steve. Please tweet at him at Steve_Dangle and tell him what a great job he did. He came through with the pepper. We never thought he would. Steve, well done. I'm not going to hug you because I'm afraid you're going to burp at me.
Oh my God.
How do you feel, man?
Easter Seals.
Talk to us. How do you feel?
I feel disgusting. I can't believe I'm going to work after this. I'm hungry. Oh God, Jesse.
From Tony, snowed in at a hotel, not wanting to drive 80 kilometers home from work.
We're done.
At least I don't have to eat at least Steve Dangle is eating the pepper.
Oh God.
And Gerald says, I hope that's not staying in the recycling bin. Don't worry, Gerald, it's not. It's actually going in the green bin, but the green bin was too big to bring in.
Yeah. Also, that's not a recycling bin. It's a garbage.
Also, can you imagine how disgusting it would have been to hold a green bin under my face for the last half hour?
Yeah, with old banana peels.
Like, I'm hungry because I've barely eaten today, but like I'm also the last thing I want to do is eat ever again. Oh my god, that was awful.
How did Steve eating a bell pepper affect the Leafs, though?
Good question. Hopefully they win now.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
We're done.
How do you feel that went, Jesse?
God.
It was better than I expected.
Okay, so here's what I need you to do. First off, tweet Steve again and tell him what a great job he did. That's, for someone that has a full-on aversion to that food, that's pretty amazing. The second thing I would ask is, do you want to see this more often? Leave a comment.
What, this specifically?
Well, because we could do this for like the press conference and stuff.
We will do anything for money for charity. I think.
Well, no, but I mean, like, do you want us to be a part of this, like the broadcast and stuff too? We could.
Oh, the live stream?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't want that?
Gross things for charity is where we're going.
Oh, okay, that's our angle. Steve Dangle podcast.
Yo, okay,
no things for charity group.
So I had that pepper. I had that pepper and drool in my hand for so long that my fingers are wrinkled.
Look, it's like you were in a swimming pool.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta go.
All right.
Are we done?
Steve's gotta go.
EastSeals.org. Donate money. Help some kids.
Bye.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.